found and how does it look? The mitochondria is surrounded by a double membrane system consisting of an outer and inner membrane that forms into numerous folds called cristae, which extend into what's called the matrix, which is separated by an inner membrane. What's going on inside? The mitochondria has three major functions in cells: the Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, and chemiosmosis. Krebs cycle, also known as the citric acid cycle, is the complete breakdown of glucose-carbon skeleton. It happens in the mitochondria matrix. Before entering the Krebs cycle, the two pyruvate are reacted with coenzyme A and release carbon dioxide. This forms acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA enters the cycle and the coenzyme A is released to form a 6C molecule. The cycle starts to release carbon dioxide and hydrogen, and energy removed from the carbon helps makes NAD+ to NADH. ADP and phosphate then produces ATP. Then energy and hydrogen are released again to reduce FAD+ to FADH2. This process does not use oxygen. Electron transport chain is when hydrogen is carried by the coenzyme NAD and FAD and enter the electron transport chain in the inner mitochondrial membrane. This is where the hydrogens travel from one electron receptor to the other, each releasing energy. At the end of this chain, the hydrogen combine with oxygen to form water, or a. The final function of mitochondria is chemiosmosis, which is when ETC holds energy that are released during ETC process to pump hydrogen ion across the inner mitochondrial membrane. When this is happening, the hydrogen gradient stores the energy. During this time, the hydrogen moves down the concentration gradient by specific membrane channels coupled to the ATP. The ATP synthase then holds the energy that was released to synthesize ATP by oxidative phosphorylation. The energy that was stored by hydrogen is used for ATP synthase. With this process, 32 to 34 ATPs are produced by glucose molecules. Leber's is a rare condition which can cause sudden, profound, painless loss of central vision. Lone is an extremely rare genetic disorder that is passed through the egg cell of the mother. While men cannot pass Lone on to their children, women carrying a Lone genetic mutation will pass it on to her children. These mutations can lead to the reduction in cellular energy production, which in turn results in cell damage and death of certain. Lee's disease is a progressive neurometabolic disorder with a general onset in infancy or childhood. It's characterized on MRI by visible necrotizing or dead lesions on the brain. The child often appears normal at birth, but typically begins displaying symptoms within a few months to 2 years of age. In our article, scientists made it possible to genetically create a baby with 3 parents. A couple in need was the first successful procedure to go with the mitochondria transfer to overcome flaws in the mother's mitochondria that potentially causes severe illnesses. How is this possible, you may ask? Well, scientists move the DNA from an egg of the mother whose mitochondria has been mutated. It's then placed in the egg of a healthy egg donor. This new egg with the healthy mitochondria and the mother's DNA could then be fertilized. Since your DNA is what makes up your genetic traits, the baby will successfully have characteristics from the mother and not the donor. Scientists have attempted and failed to simplify the technique by injecting healthy mitochondria into the egg, but it wasn't successful in preventing mitochondrial diseases in newborns. Here's some fun facts about mitochondria. It's virtually the only colored part of the cell. If it wasn't for the melanin in our skin, the myoglobin in our muscles, and the hemoglobin in our blood, we would essentially be the color of mitochondria, which is a brownish red. Mitochondrial disease is also much more common than childhood cancer. The mitochondria represents the most complicated enzyme system in the body, requiring over 1,000 genes to function properly. And when you see a firefly, you see the mitochondria making energy in the glow of its tail light. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.